Before gods hurled lightning or mortals carved their names into stone, the universe was only a silent, endless darkness. No sky stretched above, no seas churned below, no earth lay firm beneath, only the quiet void known as chaos, an immeasurable emptiness holding the seeds of creation. From this emptiness emerged the first primordial beings: Gaia, the ever-enduring earth; Tartarus, the deep abyss; and Eros, the ancient force of desire that stirred life into motion. Soon night wrapped the world in darkness, followed by the gloom of shadow, and together they created daylight and bright air, forming the first rhythm of time. Gaia, vast and powerful, shaped mountains, rivers, plains, and oceans. From her came Uranus, the star-studded sky, who arched above her in shimmering silence. Together they birthed the Titans, ancient beings of immense power. But Gaia also bore children that terrified Uranus, towering Cyclopes with one blazing eye, and the monstrous 100-handed ones, whose 100 arms and 50 heads shook the earth. Fearing their strength, Uranus imprisoned these children deep within Gaia's body, causing her unbearable pain. Desperate, Gaia forged a jagged stone sickle and begged her Titan sons to free her. Only the youngest, Cronus, dared to act. When Uranus descended from the heavens, Cronus ambushed him, ending his rule with a single brutal strike. From the sea foam of that aftermath rose Aphrodite, radiant and eternal, while the wounded Uranus delivered a prophecy: one day a child of Cronus would overthrow him. Cronus, now ruler of the cosmos, ushered in the peaceful Golden Age, where mortals lived without toil or sorrow, but the prophecy haunted him. Every time his wife Rhea bore a child, Cronus swallowed the newborn whole. 5 children vanished into his stomach: Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon. But when the 6th child was born, Rhea hid the infant on the island of Crete and tricked Cronus with a swaddled stone. Believing he had consumed the baby, Cronus continued his reign, unaware that Zeus grew in secret among nymphs and warriors who masked his cries with clashing shields. When Zeus matured, Gaia guided him to confront his father. With a potion crafted by Metis, Zeus forced Cronus to vomit up his swallowed children, now fully grown and enraged. United, the siblings ignited the Titanomachy, a war that raged for 10 years and shook the cosmos. Storms split the sky, mountains crumbled, oceans rose in fury, and lightning tore the world open. The turning point came when Zeus freed the Cyclopes and 100-handed ones from Tartarus. In gratitude, the Cyclopes forged divine weapons: the thunderbolt for Zeus, the trident for Poseidon, and the helmet of invisibility for Hades. Armed with these powers, the Olympians triumphed and hurled the defeated Titans into the shadows of Tartarus. With victory secured, the 3 brothers divided the world. Zeus claimed the skies and became king of the gods. Poseidon took the seas, their depths swirling with his power. Hades ruled the underworld, a realm of shadows and silent judgment. Earth remained a shared domain where gods and mortals crossed paths. And atop Mount Olympus, a new era began, an age shaped by gods who were wise yet flawed, passionate yet unpredictable. Hera, the watchful queen Athena; the strategist Apollo; the radiant archer Artemis; the wild huntress Ares; the relentless warrior Hermes; the swift messenger Hephaestus; the firesmith Demeter, the giver of harvests; and Aphrodite, born from sea foam and desire. Yet even in this divine age, conflict spread. Prometheus, a titan loyal to Zeus, shaped the first humans from clay and breathed life into them. Seeing their fragility, he begged Zeus to give them fire, but Zeus refused. Defying him, Prometheus stole the sacred flame and delivered it to mankind, sparking progress and hope. Zeus punished him with eternal torment, chaining him to a remote mountain where an eagle tore at his liver each day. As punishment for humanity, Zeus sent Pandora, whose curiosity unleashed disease, sorrow, and suffering into the world, though hope remained trapped inside the jar. Ages passed: the peaceful Golden Age, the naive Silver, the violent Bronze, the heroic age of demigods, and finally the Iron Age, the age of toil. Yet from these eras rose heroes whose stories shaped the world. Perseus, born of Dano and visited by Zeus as golden light, survived a prophecy that marked him for death. With Athena and Hermes guiding him, Perseus defeated Medusa, the mortal Gorgon whose gaze turned men to stone. From her blood sprang Pegasus, the winged stallion. Perseus rescued Andromeda, returned home, and unknowingly fulfilled the prophecy that had once condemned him. Then came Heracles, strongest of all heroes, son of Zeus and hated by Hera, driven into madness. He slew his own family and sought redemption through 12 impossible labors. He battled monsters, captured sacred beasts, cleaned the uncleanable, stole the unreachable, and even dragged Cerberus from the underworld. His suffering forged him into legend, and upon death he rose to Olympus as a god. Another hero, Theseus, grew up unaware of his royal blood. On his journey to Athens, he cleared the roads of monsters and bandits. When Athens was forced to sacrifice youths to the Minotaur of Crete, Theseus volunteered. Guided by a thread from Princess Ariadne, he navigated the labyrinth and killed the beast. Yet tragedy met him on his return. Forgetting to change the sails on his ship, he caused his father to leap into the sea in grief. Jason too sought glory. To reclaim his stolen throne, he gathered the Argonauts' legendary warriors and sailed to seize the Golden Fleece. With the help of Medea, a powerful sorceress who loved him, Jason yoked fire-breathing bulls, defeated earthborn warriors, and lulled a sleepless serpent. But betrayal shattered their lives. Medea avenged Jason's unfaithfulness in horror, and Jason died alone beneath the rotting hull of the Argo. Darkness haunted the bloodline of Thebes. Oedipus, fleeing a prophecy that he would kill his father and marry his mother, unknowingly fulfilled it. He solved the riddle of the Sphinx, became king, and lived in triumph until the truth destroyed him. His mother-wife Jocasta took her own life, and Oedipus blinded himself in despair. War consumed his sons, and the curse continued for generations. All threads converged into the greatest conflict of the age, the Trojan War. It began when Eris, goddess of discord, cast a golden apple inscribed, "To the fairest." Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite fought for it, and Paris of Troy was chosen to judge. Hera offered power, Athena victory, and Aphrodite the love of the most beautiful woman Helen of Sparta. Paris chose Aphrodite, and Helen followed him to Troy, igniting a war that summoned 1,000 Greek ships led by Agamemnon and Menelaus. For 10 long years, Greeks and Trojans clashed beneath Troy's towering walls. Achilles, the greatest warrior, raged across the battlefield until an arrow struck his heel. Troy fell not by force, but by cunning Odysseus's plan of the wooden horse. Believing it a gift, the Trojans brought it into their city. At night, Greek warriors emerged from within, opened the gates, and destroyed Troy, ending an age of heroes. From the silence of chaos to the fall of mighty Troy, from the rise of Olympus to the collapse of empires, the saga of Greek mythology unfolds as a cycle of creation and destruction, prophecy and defiance, love and war. Gods rose in splendor, heroes carved destinies through triumph and tragedy, and mortals fought endlessly against fate. These myths endure not just as ancient tales, but as mirrors of the human soul, our courage, our ambition, our flaws, and our unending desire to rise. The fire Prometheus gave still burns within us, and the voices of gods and heroes still echo across time.